Hi, my name is Churchill. I've had the privilege of working on Kurt Wright's campaign to become Burlington's next mayor for the past 4 months. I support Kurt Wright because of his approach to leadership and his view on it. You know, it's more important to do what's right and good and true for your voters as a whole, rather than what's politically, expedient or the easy way out, or what's immediately popular. We had a brilliant example over the past few years on the national level. Our president Barack Obama bailed out General Motors 3 years ago, and it was one of the most unpopular decisions I can remember in recent years. And 3 years later, that foresight is paying off, and it's turning record profits. It's turning itself into a viable, amazing brand that we can all, as Americans, get behind. And that's incredible. He had the foresight necessary to do that, and that's exactly the kind of foresight that Kurt Wright has, that he brings or that he has brought to his time. Whether it's in Burlington on the City Council, Board of Finance, whether it's in Vermont, the state legislature, or just as an everyday citizen. My favorite moment along the campaign trail, over the past 4 months we've had a lot of them, and we have, a lot of cool kind of fun moments, but the one moment I think that stands out the most for me personally is it was immediately after the UVM debate, the University of Vermont debate put on by the student government there. We had this student who walked up, and Brennan's, where this debate was hosted, at the bottom of the Davis Center, it's this sort of pseudo bar kind of thing. And it was just really cool, it was this cool kind of chaotic, atmosphere. So at the end of this spirited debate, in the middle of that chaos, all of a sudden this student walks up, throws out his hand, and he's like, Mr. Wright, I want to introduce myself, and thank you for your vote, for your deciding vote to, overthrow Governor Douglas's veto on same-sex marriage. And it was so powerful for me, because that's an issue that I'm incredibly passionate about, personally. But more than that, it sort of reminded me and reminded us, that if there's ever a time where you get lost in the game of it all, the strategy of it all, the day-to-day tactics of how to get a person elected, you sometimes tend to forget how important it is that what your role is, how important your role is, and the fact that your decisions impact everyday Burlingtonians and everyday Vermonters on a day-to-day basis, and having someone walk up and say, Mr. Wright, thank you for impacting my life on a personal level. It was incredibly powerful, and it was just an amazing moment. And I was really, in that moment, very proud to be affiliated with our campaign, and so was Kurt. So why citizenship over partisanship? By now you probably heard that term a lot, and God knows we've used it a lot over the past 4 months, but the reason why we have is because it's exactly what Burlington needs. We can't have our next mayor, at this critical point in our city, to put a higher priority on politics over citizenship. We just can't do it. It's civics in general are so much more important than politics. And sort of, in the era of 24-hour news cycles and 24-hour news media, and the internet, it's really easy to lose sight of the fact that real problems require real solutions, and political posturing may play and sell papers more. It might be that 2-second soundbite, but it's not. It doesn't have a real effect. It doesn't immediately impact someone's life, but true leadership does. And that's exactly what we need from our next mayor, and that's why we are putting a higher priority on citizenship than partisanship. And that's exactly what that means.